Hello and welcome to our live stream of the 2021 PGA Professional Championship from Blairgowrie Golf Club and the Lansdowne course. For the next hour we're going to be here on the 14th, watching as the players tackle this par 3. So this is a 211 yard par 3, playing the most tricky of all the par 3s on the course. In fact, it's the only one that is currently playing over par. That was Alex Belt looking for another birdie today. He's currently got the round of the day going at 4 under par and sitting at 6 under par for the tournament. That's a great up and down from the left side of the green there. So Toby Hunt is still in the lead today. He's only 1 under par through 6, which by his standards isn't as low as scoring have we seen the first 2 days, but he's still out ahead by 2. So the sun has dropped a little bit behind the clouds and it has just got a little bit nippy, but we're still in really good weather conditions today, and the wind is picking up a little bit but not much at all, so really good scoring conditions. Currently we've got 2 players sitting at 4 under par for the day. That is the lowest score so far, and making their way up the leaderboard. Currently the leader is only 1 under par, so we might see some players making some ground on him today. So make sure you're following the PGA on their social media channels, where you can keep up to date with the leaderboard throughout the day and also see how your local PGA professionals are getting on. So the 14th hole here is the longest par 3 on the course, and it is playing very tricky today with a front left pin position, which definitely makes it more interesting for the players. There's also a bunker short left, which we've seen a few players hit into it already, but definitely the worst miss is to miss it left, because you've definitely short-sided yourself. Definitely a few opportunities with so much green right of the pin though. We haven't seen any birdies yet today, and in fact there's only been 11 on this hole all week. So if you manage to pick up a birdie here, you've definitely made some gains on the field. Next up on this hole, we're expecting Group 13. That's the 10:05 AM tee time with Jamie Howarth, Brian Jr. McCormack and Philip Kelly. Of the next group up is actually Philip, who's got the lowest round of the day going. He is currently sitting 1 under par for the day and 4 under par for the tournament, and he has just birdied the 12th and the 13th, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get another one here on 14. So the 14th is out at one of the far ends of the golf course, and from here the players work their way back in towards the clubhouse. All the holes here are very tree lined, and it puts accuracy and precision is really important. So we've seen a lot of driving irons here favoured by the players over the driver. So the previous group, the 9:55 time, which featured Alex Bell and Nicholas Cunningham and Paul Hendrickson, are all part of the PGA playoffs. Now Alex Bell is currently 4 under par for the day and making a run up the leaderboard, and that is gaining places in European Tour events for next season, and also a potential spot in the BMW PGA at Wentworth. So far on this hole we have seen the majority of players bail out to the right, but it has left them with quite a long tricky putt down the green, which really isn't going to give you much chance of birdie. The best place to leave it is just short of the flag because it gives you a straight uphill putt. That is just on the right fringe, so definitely gonna be an interesting putt down the green from there. Oh, he doesn't like this. This is a left, it might be coming towards us. Just short of us. Oh, it's rolled into the long grass. It's definitely going to be a tricky chip from there. This looks like it might just be slightly right of the pin. Yeah, that's a lovely shot into the green and great look at birdie. One of the closest we've seen so far today. So far we have only seen one player make up and down from the left side of the green, and that was from holing a very long putt to make the 3, so it's going to be interesting to see how close we can get that shot of from here. a really delicate touch from there and an excellent shot. Now this must be at least 60 foot. He's also got the fact that the fringe behind him may just be impeding with his backstroke. This is going to be pretty quick down the hill, and you don't want it to be released too far past the pin. So that's a really good effort from there. Now you may have noticed the players are allowed to remove the flags this week. Obviously we haven't been doing that much with the new COVID protocols, but for this championship they are allowed to be taking them out. It's kind of bizarre to actually hear a ball dropping in the bottom of the cup, but it's definitely a nice sound to get back to. It's a nice roll, but has it got the legs? No. Drops just lower the hole. Not going to be the 12th birdie on this hole. That's an excellent 2-putt from where he hit his approach. Well, 3 pretty simple threes in the end. I'm sure they'll all definitely be thrilled with that result there. So Toby Hunt has dropped out of the lead for the first time in the last 2 days. He is still tied there, but Paul O'Hara has joined him. He is 2 under par for the day and Toby is just level. Now Paul is also leading the playoff championship, so it'll be really interesting to see if he can get hold of both titles this week. So the Langsdown Golf Course here is one of 2 championship venues that they have at Blairgowrie Golf Club. It was designed by Peter Allis and Dave Thomas, which is very apt for this championship because they are both former PGA captains. In fact, Allis is one of the few 2 times PGA captains. He also won the PGA Assistants Championship in 1952. Both of them also designed the Brabazon course at the Belfry, which is home to the PGA headquarters. As you can see, this has a lot of pine and silver birch trees, so really puts a premium on accuracy, especially from the tee. Now make sure you head over to the PGA's social media channels where you can follow along with the live leaderboards and also keep an eye on how your local PGA pros are getting on, as well as seeing the other PGA events throughout the year. The sun's started to come out a bit now and warming up a little bit. It had got a little bit chilly out here on the 14th in the middle of the course. Hopefully that sun keeps breaking through the clouds and we have a lovely rest of the afternoon here for the players. The weather's been good in terms of rain, we've had nothing, and also the wind's pretty low today, so definitely very good scoring conditions. And we are seeing that in the leaderboard with some people chasing. Matthew Court currently has the best round of the day going at 5 under. And he's climbed up to -13 and is tied 3rd on the leaderboard. Simon Lilly has also currently just got to 5 under for his round through 12, and he sits at 9 under, so 4 strokes back of the lead. So this is Group 14, the 10:15 AM tee time, and we've got Simon Lilly on the tee here with Michael Bullen and Graham Fox. All 3 players here are in the PGA playoffs as well as competing in the PGA Championship. Sounded like a really well struck shot. It's coming in high and soft and just over the pin. That was Simon Lilly, so he's going to have another great look at birdie here. Can he get to 6 under par here? Looks like this could be lost slightly to the right, but it's drawn back in and is dead on the pin. That must have looked so good from where he was. That was Graham Fox, and he's going to have a very short look at birdie. I'd be very surprised if he didn't make that. Doesn't look very happy with that, but I think most players would not be fussed with that as their bad miss. He's still going to have about a 35 footer for birdie, but down the hill, maybe not the best chance, but he's given himself a look. So in this group, Michael Billen is currently level par for the day and sitting at 3 under par for the tournament. We then have Graham Fox. He's sitting at 1 under par for the day and 4 under for the tournament and in 23rd position. But it is Simon Lilly that has made the biggest jump up the leaderboard. He is 5 under par for today through 12, sitting at 9 under for the tournament and tied 7th. Now, if he could make 4 birdies in these final 5 holes, he could tie the course record that we saw from Toby Hunt in the first round this week. But let's see if he can roll one in here first. Since the rule change, I find it really interesting to see, especially with pros, if they're going to choose to take the pin out or leave it in. Now, most for long range distance like this will choose to leave it in the hole, but we'll see what happens here. Oh, that was such a great try. This green is definitely proven a little tricky to read because we've seen a lot of players with chances here, but no one's taken one yet. That has to be one of the worst feelings in golf. Yes, that's a great birdie. Just the 12th of the tournament, so definitely made some gains on the field there and moved himself nicely up the leaderboard. So next up we've got Group 15, which is the 10:25 AM tee time. It's made up of Alistair Forsyth, Tim Rice and Gareth Davis. Now, Gareth Davis was actually the PGA Rookie of the Year in 2016, as he had the highest marks nationally while completing his PGA qualifications. As a Yorkshire girl, I have to say I'm cheering for him because he is from Abbeydale Golf Club. Alistair Forsyth has 2 European Tour wins to his name and also came 9th in the 2008 PGA Championship at Oakland Hills. He won this competition in 2019 as well as representing the PGA in the PGA Cup for GB&I. Now, back in 2000, that was his first season on the European Tour, and he was just pipped to the Rookie of the Year award by none other than England's Ian Poulter. Let's see how he gets on here. First up, we've got Gareth Davis here. Starting out slightly right, is it drawing back? Just grabbed the right edge of the green, but definitely going to be a bit of a tricky putt from back there. Next up we've got Tim Rice. He is currently even for the day and sitting at 3 under par through 13 holes. Looked a little disappointed with that, but it's alright. Pin high, give himself a chance. So last up here on the tee we've got Alistair. He's currently sat at 6 under par and 1 under par for the day, and he was the 2019 PGA Professional Champion, so I'm sure he'd love to add this year's title to that accolade. This is on a great line. It looks good for distance too. Oh, great shot. You can see why he's had so much success on the European Tour as well. So for the first time in 2 days we actually have a new leader, as Paul O'Hara has gone 1 shot ahead. And in fact we've also got Greg Hutchinson, who has come up to 2nd position with Toby Hunt. Toby is still sitting at even for the day, while Greg is 4 under and Paul is 3 under. Make sure you're following all the PGA social channels to keep your eye on the leaderboard throughout the day and also across the final day tomorrow. Well, I think Rice and Davis would do well to actually get their next shot inside Alistair's first ball. They've definitely got 2 lengthy putts here to try and get down in 2 for their par. Looks like that's going to come up a little bit shy there. Just on the line of his playing partner, so he's just going to move his marker out of the way. Looks like a better pace. Could it? Oh, I thought it got that for a moment there. Yeah, really easy 3 from where I was. Didn't like that early. Be a disappointing 4. An excellent 2 there for Alistair. That takes him to 2 under par for the day. So next on the tee we've got Colin Moriarty, James Dick and Mark Talbot. Now all 3 of these players are part of the PGA playoffs this week, and that is 25 players who are in this field, and they have either qualified through the PGA 7 regions, being in the top 3 in the order of merit, or from being the PGA Professional Champion, runner-up, or the PGA Assistance winner. Now these players are competing for numerous Challenge Tour stars and European Tour stars, including a spot at the BMW PGA at Wentworth. And that shot there is definitely going to help someone try and climb up that leaderboard. Colin Moriarty is just about to hit, and he was actually a runner-up in the playoffs when they were in 2019, so he'll be looking to go 1 better this year. This looks good, just slightly right at the pin. Will it have the legs to get up? It's just run back onto the front fringe, but he should still be able to put that from there. Finally, we've got James Dick. He is actually one of a few players in the field who is not part of the main PGA Championship and is just playing in the playoffs. Oh, doesn't like that. Oh, that's heading left. Definitely not as bad as he made me believe there from his body language. Should be a fairly simple up and down. He's pretty near the green, and it shouldn't be too bad from there. Now it'll be interesting to see what James does here with this. He doesn't have that much green to work with, but it is straight uphill. There's not that much grass where his ball is, so he could be tempted to putt it, but I do think he will chip it just because it's slightly thicker around his golf ball. I thought Colin might be able to putt from the front of the green, but it does look like he's opted to use the wedge as well here. Yeah, that's really lovely touch from down there. Oh, two excellent chips in this group, some of the best we've seen all day on this hole. It's going to make that a really easy tap in for a 3, hopefully. It looks like Mark Talbot is opting to leave the pin in here. I think with this put straight down the hill, I would definitely opt to do the same thing as well. Oh, that was a great effort. Yeah, really solid 3. Just snuck in the left edge there. Yeah, 3 great 3s overall there. So next up is Group 17, that features Craig Lee, Philip Archer and Adam Keogh. Craig is currently the leading player in this group. He is 2 under par today and sitting at 9 under par for the tournament. I think his live scoring is running a little bit behind though, because he's currently on the 14th tee and we haven't had scores for the last 2 holes, so it'll be interesting to see if he's picked up any shots there. Philip Archer is also 1 under for the day and he is 7 under par for the tournament. Finally, Adam is even for the day and sitting at 7 under par from the tournament. We've got Craig Lee on the tee. He's looking a little bit right, as if it's slightly right at the pin, and it is, and it's just short too. Be interesting to see if he chooses to chip that as well as we saw in the last group, or if he puts it. Adam is next up on the tee. Let's see if he can get a little bit closer. Looking slightly right. This one's got the legs though and it's pin high. That's a really good chance from there. This needs to go. Oh, and he has the same flight as his playing partner. Let's see who can get closest in 2 from just short of the green. So Paul O'Hara is still in the outright lead. He's 3 under par for the day and sitting at 14 under par for the tournament. Toby Hunt, who was the overnight leader, is 1 over the par for the day and has dropped back into 3rd position. He has led since the start of the tournament, so definitely not one that I saw coming there. In terms of people making a move up the leaderboard, we currently have 3 people on 5 under par for the day. That includes Matthew Court, Simon Lilly and also Jamie. Now, we spoke to Jamie Britton earlier, and if you want to go back to our first tee coverage, you can see that chat with him there. Now, make sure you're following our social media channels at the PGA so you can catch up with our live streams later in the day and also tomorrow, and make sure you keep your eye on the leaderboard and see how your local PGA professionals are getting on this week. Now it looks like both Archer and Lee are going to opt to putt from the front of the green here, so we'll see if they can get it as close as we saw in the last group when they were chipping from the front edge. Yeah, that's a pretty decent effort, and it's going to leave him a pretty straight uphill putt for his par there. You can see he's got a pretty old school yes putter on him there. Very similar to one Matt Fitzpatrick's had out on tour for a very long time until swapping to a Bettinardi recently. Bit more swing on this as he's coming more across the green, but it looks on a really good line. Oh, just needed a little bit more. Oh, not to be this time. He's just going to putt first even though he's closer, just to get his ball out of the way as it is on Archer's line currently. Tricky putt from the top of the green there where he's just been putting. We've not seen one person get the line right yet. Three pretty solid threes at the end there. Well, that's it for now for our live broadcast here from the 14th hole. We will be heading to the 18th in an hour at 3 PM and we will be following the leaders through the hole, so make sure you come back and join us then. Thanks for watching and see you later on.